There is an ancient Chinese saying, history serves as a mirror, revealing the rise and fall of nations. 5,000 years ago, the land we now call China was divided into numerous small states. While nominally submitting to the leadership of the Zhou king as the supreme ruler, these states gradually slipped from royal control as the Zhou dynasty's power waned while feudal lords grew stronger. For centuries, these small states warred against each other for population and territory, until finally unifying into a single nation, China. This often makes me wonder, is our modern world not mirroring that ancient Chinese landscape? Today, our planet contains over 100 nations, with humanity still frequently fighting over land, energy resources, and minerals. Will Earth eventually unify into a single global nation 1,000 years from now? I cannot say. But China's 5,000 years of recorded history contain countless fascinating, unbelievable, and thought-provoking stories. Let me select some from the vast historical records to share with you. If you're interested in China and its historical culture, you're welcome to follow me. Now, let's begin today's story. In China's spring and autumn period 770–476 BC, the Zhou dynasty functioned like today's United Nations, symbolically revered but practically overshadowed by powerful states. With over 100 states coexisting, akin to nearly 200 modern nations, real influence belonged to just a few key players: Qi, Chu, Qin, Lu, Zheng, and Wei, essentially an ancient G7 club. Each vied for regional dominance, a status known as hegemony. Today's story focuses on how Duke Huan of Qi, with his strategist Guan Zhong, rose to become the first recognized hegemon. Duke Huan of Qi asked Guan Zhong, "What do you say is the greatest harm to governing a state?" Guan Zhong replied, "The greatest harm is not knowing how to employ talented people. Some rulers use capable individuals but then distrust them. Or after appointing them, they place a petty person alongside to monitor them. This is like tying the person's hands and feet. Such practices cause the greatest harm." Being a man of vision, Duke Huan issued an order the next day. From now on, state affairs shall be entirely decided by Guan Zhong, regardless of who manages specific matters. Any issue concerning national importance must first be reported to Guan Zhong, then to me. With Duke Huan's support, Guan Zhong implemented a series of reforms in Qi following his recommendations. The state was first divided into 21 districts, 6 specializing in industry and commerce, 15 combining military and agricultural functions. Residents of industrial commercial districts were exempted from labor and military service, focusing solely on production. Those in military agricultural districts farmed during peacetime and trained in military skills during leisure. When war came, they could quickly assemble into a formidable army. Through these reforms, everyone in Qi found their proper place and was content. Mountain residents mined copper and iron to make farming tools and weapons. Coastal communities fished and produced salt. Merchants traded domestic goods with other states. Plains were cultivated for mulberry trees, hemp, and grain. Consequently, food, clothing, and daily necessities became abundant. Within years, Qi grew prosperous and powerful. Becoming leader of the Central Plains states had long been Duke Huan's dream. But the devastating defeat at Changsha served as a wake-up call. In recent years, he had quietly governed Qi according to Guan Zhong's principles. As the state grew increasingly powerful, his desire to become hegemon intensified. Though he felt too embarrassed to mention it to Guan Zhong, 2 years earlier, he had vaguely hinted at this ambition. But Guan Zhong interrupted, "The time isn't ripe yet," making him swallow the rest of his words. Now, though he no longer spoke of it, the longing burned stronger daily. Like 12 little mice constantly gnawing at his heart, one day while Duke Huan sat gloomily indoors, Guan Zhong entered excitedly. "My lord, a perfect opportunity." Seeing the Duke's confusion, Guan Zhong elaborated, "Haven't you always aspired to dominate the Central Plains?" Heaven sent timing. At the phrase "dominate the Central Plains," Duke Huan's eyes lit up. "What opportunity? Speak quickly." Guan Zhong sat down, counting on his fingers. First, King Zhong of Zhou recently died, and the new King Huqi has just ascended. Second, Song state experienced turmoil. Nangong Changwan killed Duke Min of Song. Installed Prince Yu as ruler, but Prince Yu borrowed troops to kill both Prince Yu and Nangong Changwan. Prince Yu's legitimacy remains unconfirmed. Duke Huan interrupted, "How does this relate to hegemony?" Guan Zhong whispered, "The connection is profound." After murmuring in the Duke's ear, he concluded loudly, "Excellent. We'll proceed as you advise." When King Zhong of Zhou died, no states offered condolences. When his son King Shi of Zhou succeeded him, none congratulated him. Sighing in dismay, King Shi lamented, "Not one state acknowledged these major events. None respect the Son of Heaven anymore. Whom can I command hereafter?" Previously, offering condolences and congratulations to the Zhou king was standard etiquette. And paying tribute was a key institution, but after King Ping moved eastward, the royal house's status declined, gradually losing control over feudal states. After King Huan of Zhou's defeat by Zheng forces, where he was even wounded by an arrow, imperial prestige crumbled further. Now even major events went ignored, deepening King Shi's sorrow. Amid his distress, messengers reported Qi sent an envoy with tribute to congratulate the new king. Overjoyed by this unexpected recognition from a major state, King Shi ordered a grand reception. The Qi envoy presented gifts and read Duke Huan's congratulatory message before being assisted up and feasted. During the banquet, the envoy petitioned, Song's situation is outrageous. Minister Nanggong Changwan killed Duke Min and installed Prince Yu. But Song people rejected this, killing Prince Yu to install Duke Min's brother Prince Yu. Yet this new ruler lacks recognition from other states. Only your majesty can issue an order authorizing a state to convene others and legitimize Song's rulership. King Shi never imagined he could still issue commands. Indeed, summoning states to discuss another succession would prove Zhou's lingering influence. Eager to boost his authority, he immediately agreed. Writing a command for the envoy, this matter should be handled by the court. But due to recent busyness, let Duke of Qi convene the states. The delighted envoy had achieved his primary mission, executing Guan Zhong's whispered plan to Duke Huan. Receiving the imperial command, Duke Huan had Guan Zhong draft meeting notices sent to Song, Chen, Kai, Zhu, Lu and others. After dispatching these, Guan Zhong sent workers to build an altar at Bixing for the alliance ceremony. Everything prepared, they awaited the meeting where states would sign covenants. When the date arrived, only 4 mid or small-sized states Zhu, Song, Chen, and Kai appeared despite invitations to over 10. Disappointed by the poor turnout, Duke Huan considered postponing, but Guan Zhong advised, we cannot delay. As the saying goes, 3 people make a crowd, with 4 states plus ourselves, 5 parties can fully form a treaty. Postponement would make us appear unreliable. Duke Huan deferred to Guan Zhong's judgment. The meeting proceeded as scheduled. Duke Huan made a ceremonial bow and began. With the royal house declining, states have lost their common master, internal and external wars run rampant, unsettling all. By the Son of Heaven's command, I invited you here to discuss Song's legitimacy. Simultaneously, to support the royal house, resist foreign threats, and achieve great deeds, we must elect a leader. Please deliberate on suitable candidates. The assembly confirmed Prince Yu as Song's ruler unanimously. But when discussing electing a leader, silence fell. After muted discussions, no one volunteered opinions. Electing a league hegemon was unprecedented. The candidate needed status, prestige, and virtue. Song held a dukedom first-class rank, but its internal wars and weakness disqualified it. Qi, a marquisate second-class rank, had stronger power but lower nobility status. The prolonged silence grew unbearable. Duke Huan of Chen, being older, had long seen through Duke Huan of Qi's intentions. He stood up and said opportunistically, since the Son of Heaven entrusted Duke Huan to convene this meeting, we should elect him as alliance leader. Once Duke Huan of Chen proposed this, others echoed in agreement, exactly as it should be. Though their mouths spoke these words, no one could guess their true thoughts. Duke Huan of Qi politely declined several times before accepting. He led the lords in performing grand ceremonies toward the empty seat representing the Zhou king. Then jointly drafted a covenant stating, in the first spring month of King Shi of Zhou's reign, the states of Qi, Song, Chen, Kai, and Zhu convene at Bixing by imperial command. We jointly resolve to support the royal house, resist foreign invasions, pacify internal rebellions, and aid weaker states. Covenant violators will face collective military action. Thus began Duke Huan's hegemony. But problems remained. Notably, Lu, Wei, Cao, and Zheng had absented themselves. Guan Zhong proposed. These states showed contempt for the imperial command by not attending. We must launch a punitive expedition. The rulers of Chen, Kai, and Zhu agreed. We will certainly send forces. The Song ruler remained silent all night. Thinking, Duke Huan is merely a second-rank marquis yet acts as alliance leader. We were first-rank dukedom but must obey him. The more he thought, the more wrong it seemed. He secretly returned to Song overnight. Learning of this next morning, Duke Huan was furious and wanted to pursue them. But Guan Zhong advised, better not chase them, we have more important matters. When asked for alternatives, Guan Zhong explained, to dominate the states, we must first gain voluntary submission. Qi is far from Song but adjacent to Lu. Addressing Lu is more urgent. Duke Huan agreed, should we attack with allied forces or alone? Guan Zhong replied, our prestige isn't high enough to mobilize other states. Moreover, our strength suffices against Lu. When asked for justification, Guan Zhong said, their absence from the Bixing meeting provides sufficient grounds. Duke Huan immediately ordered troops toward Lu. Upon learning this, Duke Zheng of Lu summoned his ministers. Prince Qingfu advocated resistance. Qi repeatedly bullies us, give me troops to repel them. But Minister Shibo argued, Qi has grown powerful under Guan Zhong. They convened under imperial pretext, our absence was improper. As neighbors with inferior strength, war disadvantages us, reconciliation is better. Official Cao Gi also endorsed peace. During discussions, messengers reported Qi's envoy delivering a letter. Even Duke Zhuang's mother urged reconciliation. Seeing majority support, Duke Zheng wrote back. If Qi withdraws troops first, Lu agrees to sign but never under the humiliation of treaty-making beneath city walls. Receiving this, Duke Huan withdrew to Qi territory, though agreeing to meet, Duke Zhong feared deeply. When asking which minister should accompany him, Cao Mo stepped forward, "Let me go." Duke Zhong worried, "You were defeated by Qi, aren't you afraid they'll mock you?" Cao Mo replied, "Precisely because I lost before, I must go now to protect you and redeem past shame." Seeing no better candidate, Duke Zhong said, "We attend only under coercion. If you can reclaim honor, seize the opportunity appropriately." At Qi, Qi soldiers surrounded the venue. A 7-tier altar stood guarded by warriors at each level, imposing and murderous. Duke Zhong turned pale ascending it, trembling step by step with Cao Mo closely behind, when guards blocked Cao Mo. Only one ruler and minister may ascend unarmed. He glared fiercely, making them retreat. Disregarding restrictions, he climbed with his sword. After greetings, Qi ministers presented the covenant for signature and brought a blood oath basin. As Duke Zhong took the document, Cao Mo sprang forward, grasping his sword with one hand. Seizing Duke Huan's sleeve with the other, eyes glaring murderously. Guan Zhong urgently shielded Duke Huan. "What does Minister Cao intend?" Cao Mo said angrily, "Lu has been repeatedly attacked to near destruction. Qi claims to aid weak states, why show no mercy but bully us further?" Guan Zhong responded, "State your demands clearly." Cao Mo said, "You seized our Wenyang lands yet demand a covenant. If sincere, return Wenyang first." Seeing the situation required agreement, and considering hegemony required trust, Guan Zhong turned to Duke Huan. "My lord, accept his request." Wiping cold sweat, Duke Huan agreed. Only then did Cao Mo sheathe his sword and proceed with the blood oath. He then pulled Guan Zhong, "As Qi's administrator, I need your oath too." Duke Huan intervened. "Unnecessary, I've sworn to return Wenyang and won't break faith." Cao Mo finally relented. After they descended, Qi ministers seethed. "How could we endure Cao Mo's insult? Let's capture and kill Duke Zhong to vent our humiliation." Duke Huan also felt deeply uncomfortable. But Guan Zhong said sternly, "Unacceptable. We must keep promises. Would you rather gain small lands but lose all states' trust, or lose small lands but win universal confidence?" Ultimately visionary, Duke Huan followed Guan Zhong's advice, hosting Duke Zhong warmly and returning Wenyang that same day. After Qi, his prestige rose higher, with more states recognizing his hegemony. As you can see, historical China was made up of countless small states that fought endless wars against each other, gradually emerging into the China we know today. Over these thousands of years of integration, countless fascinating stories unfolded. I am a Chinese high school student, and in my free time, I create this video to share the stories that find most intriguing, thought-provoking and fun stories that will help you understand China better. If you're interested in China, have any questions about the country, or need travel tips for an upcoming trip, feel free to leave a comment under my video. I'll do my best to reply as soon as possible and provide whatever help I can. Thanks for following and liking.